My name is Vanessa Richardson, and I am the author of the inspirational suspense fiction, Love Found Me. Writing Love Found Me was such a delightful journey for me. I took great pleasure in writing their story, and I truly believe that readers will take delight in reading their story as well. The characters, Mike Montgomery and Sheila Lawson, they meet in such a unique way and a unique fashion, and it's not necessarily the outward meeting place that connects these characters, even though I'm grateful for the set place in which they meet each other. It's more of the season in their lives. Both these characters went through suffering and losses of great multitudes, if you will. But somehow fate, destiny unites them. Mike recognizes what I address as the healing process, as he already went through it. And he's privy to Sheila going through her healing process. He doesn't intervene. He simply watch and support her from a distance. And what's so unique about this meeting is this is the first time meeting her, them meeting each other. So she's not ashamed of the healing process that she's enduring. When you want healing, and you don't care who's around or what it is that you have to go through. So she desperately wants this transformation to take place, and she embraces it. Mike looks and he watches and he cheers. He recognizes that healing process, and he cheers for her and appreciative of her as she goes through her process. You know, love is a perfect entity. It's the person that is not. A person who's aware of their faults and is willing to confess their faults and then improve their faults, I believe in my heart that that's a person worth having in our lives. And when I was writing this story, I just happened to peruse through my biblical reading, and I stumbled upon the book of Ruth, and I was jolted at how much Sheila, my main character, reminded me of Ruth. Ruth, she went through a lot herself, and one day she decided to rise up out of the misery and just live, do what she had to do to survive. And as she was doing what she had to do to survive, she was in the field working. She had no man covering for her. She didn't cry about it. She went out there and she's a survivor. She did what she had to do to survive. And as she was doing what she had to do to survive, and I go by the biblical doctrine and precept that a man finds a wife finds a good thing, that she was doing her thing. Love found her. He walked on the scene and he inquired about her. She was in the back by herself doing what she had to do. And if you read the Bible, it says a group of women were together and they was talking and they was gleaning together. So regardless of popular belief, good guys don't always finish last. Matter of fact, she was last, and he saw the goodness in her. He saw the purpose and the destiny that was in her. And if you go on and read later, he made her his. They became one. Which is what happened with Mike and Sheila. He sees something in her, and she feels like she's last, and she feels like she's forsaken. But he sees the good. He sees the destiny, the purpose, Mike and Sheila. And it's a wonderful story. They unite. And just because love unite don't mean that there's no fault. There's not going to be testing and trial, because something somewhere in the back is hiding, lurking, trying to separate them from their newly tentative, established love. So if you will, let me just read an excerpt from Love Found Me. Sheila felt her heart constrict as Pastor Brian read the Bible passages. His voice was soothingly melodic. It made listeners want to sit down at his feet as he expounded the written word. She sat up straighter, listening with her heart. Today, beloved, I want to speak to your hearts, and I pray that you allow me to do so. Allow me access to your spirit. I want to get past the many layers of hurt so you can really hear me. Past the rejection so you can really receive me. What you're carrying is too heavy for you, Pastor Brian stated. Sheila felt a stirring within. It felt as though he was talking directly to her. She was tired of being a carrier of rejection. She wanted desperately to be free. But how? She's been carrying this burden for so long. She did not know where to begin for the healing to take place. She saw something white out of her peripheral vision. Turning, she saw Mike offering her his handkerchief. Sheila touched her cheeks. She was shocked to find them wet. Nodding her head, she accepted his offering, straightening her shoulders and lifting her chin. She vowed she would not feel embarrassed. This was her moment of renewal, and she would embrace it. Mike's eyes moved over Sheila's face. He could see the inward battle she was facing. Her face was just that transparent. He wanted desperately to take away her pain. Mike shook his head at the revelation. This woman was a stranger. Yet, he felt like he knew her somehow. Something about her was calling to him, and he wanted to answer the call. Having another look at Sheila, he was struck by how beautiful she was. Her skin was clear and healthy. Her hair was full and shiny, softly resting against her slender shoulders. Yet he sensed the hurt within her. Mike wanted to know what caused her hurt. He wanted to know the core of her. What was her love level for God? That was of extreme importance to him. Realizing it was going to take patience and prayer on his part, he smiled. Mike quickly offered up a prayer for guidance to win the heart of Sheila. That acknowledgement caused Mike to briefly stop breathing. Where did that come from? Why would he want to win the heart of a stranger? It was strange, but he could have declared he met Sheila somewhere before. It felt as though he knew her. Expelling a shaky breath, Mike felt the need, and it was a need, to pursue this lady next to him, and that he would. He knew the exact moment Sheila won the battle over her inward war. He was proud of her, and he wanted to tell her so, but felt that would only make Sheila feel ill at ease. Therefore, he did what he wanted to do most. Very gently, he reached out and held her hand, and he was happy as she let him. Love found me.